So then, today we are flying the P47-M Thunderbolt, the American Premium, and we're on Sicily. Now this is an average match in the P47 Thunderbolt. I've had more kills, I've had less kills, but I don't personally see the point in showing you a game where I absolutely dominate in it, and I don't think it's worth showing you a game where I get absolutely trashed in it, because neither one of them is the average game. You know, you're not going to get 5-6 kills every game in this thing unless you're an amazing pilot, and you're not going to die straight away unless you're a terrible pilot. So I thought I'll show you an average game in the P47M. So I took it out, flew it out 10 times, and I worked out the average, and this was around about, this is what you should expect from the P47. Now, because this is a premium aircraft, you are going to have to buy this thing. This isn't just in-game lines. So reviews of this plane are very important, and I just feel like there's a lot of reviews on this aircraft are by people who are really good pilots and they really know how to make this thing work. And some people just aren't as good. Some people just aren't. Like, for me, for example, I'm okay at War Thunder, I'm good, but I'm not spectacularly brilliant at the game. So I feel like if I can make this thing work, then most people in War Thunder can make this thing work. So the interesting thing about the P47M, which I found out, was when I looked it up on the good old internet, I found out that it was actually in real life fitted with only 6 50 caliber machine guns, because the whole idea of this thing was to be a quote-unquote sprint version of the existing Thunderbolt, designed to chase down V1 flying bombs. And to do that, they gave it a bigger engine. They gave it an R2 857C engine. No idea what that means, but it also had a GE CH5 turbo supercharger, which ultimately gave it 2,800 horsepower at 32,000 feet. Yeah, that's the number you really need to take into account here, 32,000 feet. Now, War Thunder's biggest issue in terms of its realistic battles is they don't take place high enough. And this really is a high altitude fighter. You can see me side climbing drastically. Don't even bother engaging the enemies until you're at least 20,000 feet. I don't know what that is in meters, but 20,000 feet. You've got to be ridiculously high. And you'll see, I side climb until I nearly kill my engine, and then I turn into the map, climb some more, and you'll see that I'm still met by Focke-Wulf Doras, which is an issue. This aircraft doesn't have to be above its enemies to kill them. You'll see that, but it really does help. It's one of those aircraft. It is one of those aircraft. It is a pure boom and zoomer. It needs that energy behind it. So P47M in this game does have 8 50 caliber machine guns. It doesn't have 6, which I thought was an interesting choice. I felt like they kind of had to do that because it is such a high battle rating, and you know, it does need those 8 50 cals. Interestingly enough, though, the prototype to the original P47 Thunderbolt had 6 50 cals fitted, but also 2 37mm cannons with 4 50 calibers at its side. And that just got me thinking, could you imagine if that armament made it into War Thunder? This thing would be a beast. But it doesn't even need those cannons because it already... These 850 cals are absolutely beast. Now, the only downside to 50 caliber machine guns is that they take unless you get a pilot snipe, they take a while to kill a plane with. Not in this game. You're going to see in this game just how deadly 50 caliber machine guns can be when you have 8 of them. So don't think that an aircraft with 50 caliber machine guns is a weakling, because it really isn't. So, as you can see, I have side climb, and I've just turned in now. So, and boom, look at that. A Focke-Wulf 190 at my altitude. He's obviously just flown straight there because he has a superior climb rate. Oh, would you look at that? There's a second one. Oh, no, a third one. So I tell the team that he's there, but then I remember in the new update, I can't see them, they can't see me, and they definitely can't see these guys. So that information I've gave them is completely useless. So you'll see in a minute, I do type to them. I type in the chat instead. I'm telling them that we've got 4 Focke-Wulf 190s because another one is about to pop up at 20,000 feet. But something interesting in this game is that no one... I'm pretty sure I was the only one to type in the chat the whole game. But it ends up being quite a successful game. So, here I am. I'm at around about 20,000 feet. I've done my side climb, and I've been met by 4 Focke-Wulf 190s. So I turn in the other direction. I head towards my team, hoping to start spotting my team and hopefully bring them to my team. Now what I try here is I see this 190 and I think he's distracted by the Spitfire, so I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to get as much altitude as I possibly can, then if he comes for me, I will be able to just pull up, because I'll have so much altitude on him, I can just pull up, cause him to stall, come back down on him. I'm not high enough to do that, so instead I force, I go into a head-on which I have no intention of taking. I come out of it early, and I know that the Focke-Wulf's got this horrible roll issue when you pull up, so I use that against him. He's got out. This Focke-Wulf, now I am high enough to stall this one out, the one below me now, so I pull up, he can't reach me, which allows me to roll over. Now at the time I didn't know this, but this is a Focke-Wulf 190 A8, which explains a lot, because the A8 just is not as powerful at this battle rating as the Doras are. Now a neat little thing that's on board the P47-M, which isn't on the standard P47, are air brakes. This thing is equipped with air brakes. I've just extended them now, and watch how beautifully they keep me on this guy's tail. Now normally in a P47 you'd make one burst and you'd carry on going, but because I have these air brakes, I'm able to do that. However, there is a massive downside. By doing that, I've lost the zoom. I've done the boom, but I've lost the zoom. So, I'm now on the defensive. In the long run, that is a bad move. What I just did then was a bad move. If there weren't any planes above me, chasing that A8 down and deploying those air brakes to get behind him would have been fine. But the problem is, there are planes above me. There are loads of planes above me. And now I've broken the one golden rule of the P47, which is don't go low and slow. Don't get below your enemies, you've got to stay above them. Now luckily, I have managed to keep my speed. I'm still going quick, because this plane is quick. It is technically the fastest prop in the game. I don't think it's actually, in reality, it's not that quick. But the only downside it has is its acceleration is a bit of a pig. But once you get that speed up, you can keep it going. So a 109 dives on me, I just flip the other way, so if he wants to follow me, he'll have to pull negative Gs and he'll probably lose control. The 190 goes underneath me, I pull the air brakes to try and roll over so I can get on his tail. That was a risky manoeuvre, don't do that. I got lucky there. Try and pull up at him, but he's going way too fast. So, ignore him. That 109 seems to have been lost. Yeah, no idea where he is, but keep an eye out for him. And then there he is. So there's a 190 there and a 190 there. So 190 up high and 190 down low. Now, I have got to prioritise the 190, which is behind the Spitfire, right? But when this happens, and I see the 190 overshoot, I'm like, right, I'll just put a quick burst in. Yeah. Yeah. that did just happen. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm an amazing shot and I did that intentionally. That was a complete and utter accident. At first I even thought I team killed the Spitfire, but no. So I tried to do the same thing here, and nothing happens. Now I know that there's only one enemy left, and it's a 109. I can afford to lose my speed and stay low with this guy. And this is where a common misconception about the Thunderbolt comes in, that it's bad at turning. There we go, assist. The Thunderbolt is bad at turning compared to certain aircraft. For example, a 109, or a Spitfire, or a Zero, obviously, or any Japanese aircraft, or even the Russian Lags and the Russian LAs. Yes, it's slower turning than them, but the Focke-Wulf 190 is an absolute pig in a turn. 190s just refuse to turn at any speed, at any altitude. The Thunderbolt, although it can be a pig as well, the Thunderbolt can indeed turn very well at high speeds compared to a Focke-Wulf 190. So against the 190, you can risk turning. Any other aircraft, I wouldn't recommend it. So that is, in my opinion, an average game. If you bought this P47 and you're an average player, this is the average game you can expect. Now, interestingly enough, the best part of this game for me was the team. Our team did really, really well, as you'll see at the end. I really did cock up, in hindsight, when I went after that A8, because if my team wasn't as good as they were, that would have been it for me. But because my team was so good, and they had the sense to climb and not lose their altitude, they were able to keep those aircraft that were above me occupied. Which is good, because normally when you play with allied teams, it's not usually like that. Now if we have a look, 75,000 Lions for 2 kills and 1 assist. That's all I got. And look at the team. Look at the kills on that team feed. So, a massive chunk of research, a massive chunk of Lions. That's the thing with this aircraft. It is a premium plane. And the best thing about premium aircraft is, without a shadow of a doubt, that Lions boost. And when you look at that result and you see 2 kills and 1 assist, that's not too difficult to get. Even with an allied team, that's not too difficult to get. And you get a lot of Lions for it, but then there's the price tag. The P47-M is rather expensive, and in all honesty, I would not have bought one if it wasn't for my friend buying one. He bought one because he wanted to go down he knew at some point he would like to go down the American tree. And he loved the P47 Thunderbolt because he flew the German P47 Thunderbolt. And because he loved the Hitler Bolt so much, and he thought he'd love the P47M. So he got the P47M for America, and I just couldn't resist. I just couldn't resist knowing that he had one and that I could play in it with him. I got one too. And honestly, I'm not regretting my purchase. I feel, however, I can't really recommend this to most players. It's a difficult plane to fly. But then again, so is the alternative. The alternative is a P51 Mustang, and a P51 Mustang is also a very difficult plane to fly. So it is a difficult issue, and at the end of the day, I think it comes down to the bundle. And I think the bundle that you get the premium P51s in, I think that is a better bundle at a better price than the one you get the P47M in. But it's up to you guys. That is an average game. 2 kills, 1 assist. For an average game, that's not too bad. Now, this is part 1. I'm going to upload a part 2 where I fly the aircraft as a ground attack, and we'll be able to compare results to see what is the best way to fly this aircraft. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like. It really helps me out. And comment about anything you can. If you disagreed with anything you saw in the video, if you want to point out any mistakes I made, or if you want to give me some positive feedback, whatever you want, put it in the comment section, guys, and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, thanks for watching.